Hi sewing friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Polly and this is the Sewing Edit, where we share all our love for sewing and some styling tips about our handmade wardrobe. Today I thought we will have a little sewing chat. So if you have a spare minute, grab a cup of coffee or some water just like me and let's chat a bit. Hi everyone, I'm coming to you from a very sunny Holland. Here the weather is getting warmer, yet it's quite chilly in the mornings, and we still have to watch what we wear, especially in the mornings. But I can feel that the spring is really here for us, so I'm getting very excited. And I thought I'll have a little chat. I haven't done that for some time now, and I'll join properly the Friday Sew community. And if you don't know about the Friday Sew, Jen from the Sewing Room created that hashtag where people can have a sit and talk a little bit about their sewing plans and what they have been up to throughout the week, and share a little bit about their life so far. So I thought it would be great to share a few updates with you. I have been quite disciplined this week, and I got a lot of done because I had a lot of things going on, so I was quite pleased with what I have managed to achieve. It's quite funny actually, when you have a proper plan and you stick to it, you can get quite a lot of done, which yeah, it amazes me that it still surprises me because I know this, but I'm still amazed that I get to complete so many things when I have written them down and I can put the check and then I know that I have done them. But in terms of sewing plans I had for spring, most of my tops that I was talking about, such as t-shirts and the wrap tops, are completed. I have a little bit to work on one of the new look ones because I sewed two. But overall, I'm quite pleased with the tops that I made. I have to work on the shirt, on the Ole shirt, the second one, but I want to do it in a sew along, so that's why I'm holding it off. And I thought the white and the blue version of a normal oversized shirt, button down shirt, I will do probably another time. Probably I'll push it a little bit towards the summertime. I'm definitely going to do it, but I had a little bit too much of setting in sleeves and doing fronts and backs. I wanna work on something different, and that means my Persephone pants are coming up on the list, which I'm quite excited about. But before I sew them, I still will be sewing next week my Norma blouse, which is for my Sew April blouse challenge. And actually I have yesterday, after I filmed the video about which pattern was chosen by you guys, have to sew for the challenge, I had a go on inserting lace into the fabric that I have chosen, and I thought that was my first trial, and to be honest, I'm quite pleased with what I see so far. I was planning to put it on to my front bodice and possibly around the sleeves, and I had my concerns a little bit about the fabric and the lace color, because the lace is very white and the fabric is more of a neutral cream color, but I think it works quite beautiful. And I actually already had a few questions on how I have inserted it, so I thought I'll probably make a little video that might be helpful for somebody who decides to do some summer or spring blouses or any kind of tops or even dresses. You can insert lace. I think it's such a beautiful touch of uniqueness that you can bring to your garment, that I thought it would be great if you guys decide to to include it in a sewing project. So this is what I was actually fiddling on my sewing machine, and I'm quite happy with the result so far. I'm very excited to sew the Norma blouse. I haven't sewn it yet, but I have to cut into the fabric probably next week. And I will take you along with the camera, hopefully, to see how my progress on the Norma blouse goes. But besides that, so I had to go 2 days ago, I think, when I was, no, it was yesterday or the day before, when I knew the results were finished. So that was Wednesday afternoon. I knew that it's going to be Norma blouse, and I've chosen the fabric, but I didn't have thread, so I had to go to our local store, and you usually have to have an appointment. You can't just walk into the shop. And then I called them, and I went into the shop to buy the thread, and I found a fabric that I couldn't leave it on the shelf. So I will show you what I bought. I'm absolutely in love with this fabric, and I can't wait to sew with it. It is an embroidered linen, and I'll show you. You see these little lovely embroidered flowers on it. It is a pure linen, and it has a little bit of stretch. It is so pretty. I am thinking of kind of a peasant dress. I've seen these. I can't stop thinking about dresses when the weather starts getting nicer, warmer outside. I'm just thinking, which dress shall I sew next? Although I don't really need them at the moment. But I think I'm so in love with this fabric. I was saying to myself I won't buy any fabric, but here it is. Here we are. I bought about 3.5 meters, and I wanted to make this peasant dress with a square neckline. I actually think I'll pop a picture of a McCall's pattern that I just very recently bought online. It's my first McCall's PDF pattern. I think it's 79. I have to check the number, but it's 7946. It's square neckline with a puff shoulder, a short sleeve. With you basically have elasticated bodice, and then you have a tiered skirt. I've seen some amazing versions of this dress on Instagram, and basically Instagram made me do it. I bought this dress. I'm dreading taping it together, putting it together. I didn't know that actually McCall's PDF patterns were not available in A0 format, so I have to print it myself and tape it myself. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I'm so obsessed with this fabric that I will probably do it sooner rather than later. Yeah, so I just wanted to share with you this gem that I bought in my local fabric store that I just saw. It was quite pricey actually. It was about 15 euros a meter, but I thought for embroidered linen, it is worthwhile. And if I'm going to do a proper dress for the summer, that has to be a linen dress for me at least. So that is something that I have been dreaming about the last 24 hours actually. And yeah, I was also wanting to share with you that I'm a huge fan of burda. I don't know if you guys sew with burda. I have warmed up over the last couple of years to their designs and to the way of sewing burda, and I think I'm quite happy with what they the variety of designs they offer. And I have the April issue with me, and that is another dress that I'm currently obsessing about. It's also a tiered dress. It's kind of a peasant dress that Actually, there are two dresses that I really am loving at the moment. The first one is this one over here. It's a kind of a maxi, kind of a midi length. I don't really know which length it is, but it's a, again, tiered bottom side of the dress. And this is the other dress that I have actually seen some Russian girls on the Russian Burda side have sewn it, and it looks amazing. It's such a simple design, but it's really, really beautiful. And I mean, I'm just gonna show you this spring blazer. That is not very difficult. I've also seen it sewn already, and it looks amazing. And it seems to be 3 stars of difficulty, which is not so difficult. So I'm loving it, but I don't think I'll have the time to sew it up. So I was thinking about these 2 dresses and this new fabric. I also have quite a lot of fabric upstairs in my sewing room for these dresses that I just showed you. I just wish I had more hours in a day so I can sew more. But this is something that has inspired me to move into the sewing dresses for spring and summer. But we'll see when that will happen. And yeah, I also wanted to talk to you about one of my very recent makes, actually from this week, is what I'm wearing today. And this is my very lovely Melody top, and I will get up so you can see it properly, but it's the Melody top from Style Arc that I was talking about. I would like to sew, and I managed to do it. Yeah, I will talk you through it. It wasn't the easiest make, I have to tell you. I'm wearing some white ready to wear jeans, and I'll show you the back. It's quite a long one, as you can see, but I do tuck it into my jeans. And then this is how I wanted it. The sleeves are 3/4 puff sleeves with elasticated finish, but I quite like them. And here you can see it's done with a facing, and this is a collar that I put in, also part of the design. I have to say this was quite a challenging make for me. I did propose for a lot of people if they wanted something like a tunic-like polo shirt, which is what I've created here. To make it, it is actually, I had to modify quite a lot of things on the pattern. First I cut out the front, and I cut a size 12 based on the measurements, but it was quite roomy. So what I did, I decreased considerably, probably 2 inches on each side, the volume of the back. So if you have seen the Style Arc Melody tunic, you will see that it has a back yoke and a back bodice part. So I had to put them together into one pattern so I can create the arm cycle here, the back arm cycle. And then I had to decrease the volume because it was too roomy. I should have probably sewn size 10, if not size 8, to be honest. It was quite long as well, but never mind, I did the modifications. I didn't shorten it, which would be very unusual for me because I'm quite a tall person. I'm 180 centimeters, which is probably 5 inches 11. Don't hold me on that, I am not quite sure. I have to check. But yeah, it was quite a long top basically. And yeah, the front, I first work out because this is finished here. This beautiful, I love the V. It's very elegant. It's slightly it's very nicely done, drafted in my opinion, and it's finished with the facing. So as probably I should mention that this is thick jersey, double knitted, how do you call it, just thick jersey, a cotton jersey in a way. It has a lot of body, the fabric. So when I first read through the instructions, which were quite scarce, and I personally don't mind scarce or very simple instructions. I do like instructions that are straight to the point and they don't explain too much, but this was a little bit too little for me. Fortunately, the Style Arc had they had a sew along on the Melody top on YouTube, which I watched, and it was quite useful. But basically the back yoke had two pieces the same, which were sandwiching the front and the facing of the neckline were sandwiched between the two back yokes here. So I had to tweak that, because when I finished the shoulder seam here, it's quite difficult to explain, but basically you work on the whole bodice part without the collar stand and the collar itself, and then you add the collar. So I constantly had to modify the pattern to what I wanted to do with it. It was already finished, more or less. The whole front side was with a finish edged here, and when I had to, because it was finished at the shoulder as well, the facing with the front were finished. When I had to add the back piece, it was very bulky, so I had to redo it again. I had to open up the facing so I can sandwich the back side with the front side, and then add underneath the facing, if that makes sense to you. Probably it's getting too much into a rabbit hole now, explaining you my sewing adventure, but yeah, it required a lot of modifications, and then I was really concerned because I knew that I didn't want to make the collar from the same fabric that I've sewn the top with. And this is a pure cotton, white cotton that you sew bottom up shirts, and I'm quite proud of actually how it turned out. It was very fiddly, and I have to show you how well my edge foot has helped me to create a very good top stitching on this under collar on both sides actually. But it was very difficult to get to this point over here, because I already had a finished edge, which was with a thick jersey fabric, and then I had to sew it to sandwich it between the collar stand. It was quite fiddly, and I had to use a lot of clips and a lot of pins. But with a lot of patience, I managed to do it, and I'm quite pleased because this was the focal point of the top, and I think it actually turned out quite well. So now I can get to enjoy it in the springtime, because I can't think of anything else right now than stripes and red lips, and as you can see, and some red shoes that I have and I want to get more of. But yeah, I just love striped tops, especially at springtime. It just makes me feel very refreshed somehow. So that is in terms of my melody top that I managed to finish actually this week. You probably can hear my dog barking downstairs. Anyway, yes, this is what I have been sewing. Next week, hopefully, I will focus on my Norma blouse and hopefully the sew along that I have promised for the Ole shirt. And yeah, what have we been watching with my husband in the evenings is The Crown. Finally, I managed to get some brain capacity to watch this movie, and I'm absolutely loving it. We're on the first season. It is, to me, it's quite beautifully portrayed the struggle of these royals who have to kind of are split between being pure humans and having their own new needs, and yet having to create a balance between being humans and defending or representing this massive royal entity. I find it fascinating, and it's so beautifully done in the show. I think I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm quite happy that we have 3 seasons ahead of us, because I haven't watched it, and now we can binge watch it with my husband. We like to do that in the evenings when we have some time. And yeah, in the upcoming weekend I will not be sewing, because my little boy who will have a birthday tomorrow, so we're having a small birthday party for him with his classmates tomorrow. So I have a lot of plans, a lot of games prepared. Have to wrap up some presents tonight as well. But yeah, time flies, and I'm quite proud of him, and we'll have a bit of a celebration weekend tomorrow, and also the day after with us only, but also with his classmates tomorrow. So hopefully that will be some fun for all of us, and a bit of a break from the normal times of going into the woods and having our normal walks, and waiting for the world to open up for us so we can go and travel a little bit. But that's about it from my side. I hope you are all well. I hope you're all sewing and being inspired. And I will talk to you next week with another exciting videos ahead of you. So that is it from me for today. Stay safe. Okay, bye. Have a nice weekend.